Did you know the rocks in your backyard could be hiding thousands in gold? I'm about to show you how to spot, test, and extract it with simple tools. Stick around, one tiny speck could change everything. Gold, the most precious metal on Earth, might be hiding in plain sight, locked inside ordinary rocks you've walked past countless times. Not deep in dangerous mines or buried under mountains, but embedded in quartz, that common, clear, or milky stone scattered everywhere. Surprisingly, this isn't just a treasure for professional miners. Gold can show up in your own backyard waiting to be discovered. Tiny specks invisible to the untrained eye could hold real value if you know how to spot them. Today, you'll uncover the secrets of identifying gold hidden in quartz, testing its authenticity, and extracting it with simple tools you likely already own. This isn't about luck, it's about skill and observation. With this foundation, we're ready to explore how gold forms in quartz and the first clues to finding it. Gold might seem like a treasure locked deep in the earth, but it's far more common than you'd think. Microscopic traces exist almost everywhere in soil riverbeds and even ordinary backyard rocks. Most often, though, it hides as tiny specks within quartz veins formed over millions of years under immense heat and pressure. These aren't the shiny nuggets of Hollywood fame. Instead, they're subtle, barely visible flecks embedded in clear white or milky quartz. Spotting them takes a trained eye and a few key insights. One critical clue stands out immediately: gold's incredible density. It's nearly twice as heavy as fool's gold, which is typically iron pyrite. Pick up a quartz rock with shiny specks and compare it to another of similar size. If one feels noticeably heavier, you might have something special. Weight alone isn't proof, but it's a powerful first signal to pay attention. Don't let appearances fool you, though. Many minerals mimic gold's look, especially in sunlight. Iron pyrite, often called fool's gold, is a notorious imposter with its convincing gleam. Native copper mica flakes and even yellow-tinted clay can also deceive the untrained eye. Relying on sight alone won't cut it. You need practical methods to separate the real from the fake, and that's where simple tests come into play. Building on the idea of hidden treasure from our earlier discussion, understanding gold in quartz sets the foundation for confirming find. With weight as your starting point, you're ready to dive deeper into distinguishing genuine gold from clever lookalikes. This knowledge is essential because the next step, testing for real gold versus fool's gold, will reveal the truth behind those shiny specks. Separating real gold from imposters starts with a simple yet powerful tool: a magnet. Gold in its pure form doesn't react to magnetic fields, unlike iron pyrite, often called fool's gold, which contains iron and will show movement. Grab a strong neodymium magnet. Those weak fridge magnets won't cut it, and hold it close to the shiny specks in your quartz rock. Watch carefully. If the speck jumps, shifts, or sticks even slightly, you're likely dealing with a pyrite or another magnetic mineral. Real gold stays completely still, unaffected by the pull. This test is quick, reliable, and needs no fancy equipment, making it a perfect first step in your hunt. With this clarity, we're set to dig deeper into another revealing method that exposes the true color of your find. Gold's true identity often hides behind a shiny facade, but a simple scratch can reveal the truth. Grab an unglazed ceramic tile like the rough back of a bathroom tile or a broken clay pot piece. Rub the suspected gold spot on your quartz rock across this surface. Real gold leaves a distinct golden yellow streak, a clear signature of its presence. Iron pyrite, the notorious fool's gold, betrays itself with a dark greenish black mark instead. If you see nothing or just a scratch, you're likely dealing with mica or another deceptive mineral. This quick test cuts through visual tricks, giving you solid evidence in seconds. With the magnet test behind us, this scratch method adds another layer of certainty. Knowing this prepares you perfectly for assessing the material's flexibility in the bend test ahead. Pinching a tiny speck might reveal the truth about your quartz. Real gold is incredibly soft, bending easily under slight pressure, even in the smallest flakes. Grab a nail clipper or a manicure tweezer and gently squeeze the shiny particle. If it deforms or flattens without breaking, you're likely holding the real thing. On the other hand, fool's gold, often iron pyrite, stays rigid or crumbles into powder when pressed. For a closer look, use a magnifying lens to inspect the texture. Gold appears smooth and shiny, lacking the crystalline geometric edges typical of pyrite. This simple test separates genuine treasure from imposters when other methods fall short. With each test passed from weight to scratch to bend, the possibility of gold grows stronger. Now it's time to take the next step and unlock what's hidden inside by crushing the quartz. Quartz may look tough, but it's brittle at its core. To release any hidden gold, you've got to crush it down to dust. This isn't as daunting as it sounds. A simple cast iron mortar and pestle gets the job done perfectly. No fancy gear, grab a heavy hammer and a deep metal pot instead. Safety comes first. Always wear goggles to shield your eyes from sharp fragments in a mask to avoid inhaling dangerous quartz dust. Break the rock into smaller chunks, then grind it further until it's a fine powder. The gold, if it's there, stays intact under the pressure waiting to be separated. Keep going until every piece is pulverized. This gritty process sets the stage for the real reveal, where panning will show if those tiny specks are worth the effort. Gold's incredible density is your key advantage now that the quartz is crushed into fine dust. After breaking down the rock, you're left with a mix of powder and potential treasure. The goal is to separate the heavy gold from the lighter quartz debris, and panning is the simplest, most effective way to do it. No fancy equipment is required. A large bowl, a wide lid, or even a frying pan can work just fine for this step. Pour the crushed powder into your chosen container. Add water and start swirling it gently in a circular motion. Watch closely as the gold, being much denser, sinks to the bottom while the quartz and other lightweight minerals float and wash away. Repeat this swirling process several times. Each cycle brings you closer to revealing the truth hidden in the mix. Patience is critical here. Some gold flakes might be so tiny they take longer to settle, especially if black sand or other particles are present. If you see specks that refuse to wash away shining even in the shade, you could be looking at the real thing. Gold always sinks, unlike lighter imposters that drift or float. Keep refining the process, removing excess water and debris with each swirl. If tiny yellow glints start to accumulate at the bottom, you're on the right track. This method has been used for centuries because it works, relying purely on nature's rules of density. As you master this technique, you'll set the stage for the final step of collecting and refining those precious flakes. What you do next with your findings will determine just how pure and valuable your discovery truly is. After panning, the real treasure starts to emerge as tiny gold flakes settle at the bottom of your pan. Collecting them requires precision and patience. Grab a pair of tweezers and carefully pick out those shimmering specks, placing them into a small glass vial or container for safekeeping. If black sand or other iron-rich minerals are mixed in, use a strong magnet to separate them. Gold won't cling to the magnet, but the unwanted particles will, purifying your collection with each pass. For those nearly invisible microgold particles, a magnifying lens becomes your best friend. Zoom in, use a toothpick if needed, and take your time. Every flake counts, no matter how small. A pro tip: add a single drop of dish soap to your water. This reduces surface tension, helping even the lightest gold flakes sink to the bottom instead of floating away. It's a game changer for capturing the finest dust. Remember, these particles might not look like much at first, but their value adds up with persistence. Each speck is a piece of natural wealth, often purer than recycled gold, sometimes reaching 22 carats or higher straight from the earth. Keep your workspace steady and well lit to avoid losing even a single fragment. This meticulous process transforms a muddy mix into something precious, revealing the hidden reward of your efforts. As you refine your collection, you're not just gathering gold, you are uncovering a story millions of years in the making. With these flakes secured, the next step is knowing where to hunt for more gold-bearing quartz, a skill that can turn any ordinary outing into a potential discovery. Gold hides in places most people overlook, often locked inside quartz rocks in specific geological hotspots. Mountainous regions are prime territory. Here, gold rises through hydrothermal systems, cooling and crystallizing in bedrock cracks over millions of years. Target light-colored quartz, milky or white, with fractures, ridges, or rusty streaks. These imperfections signal that mineral-rich fluids once flowed through, often depositing gold in tiny veins. A rock with fine lines or reddish stains could be your jackpot. Streams and rivers cutting through rocky terrain offer another key spot. Water erodes hills, washing quartz and loose gold particles downstream. Focus upstream from known gold areas to chase the source. Old abandoned mines can also guide you, but always prioritize safety and secure permission on private land. Erosion exposes hidden treasures, so check dry creek beds or areas after rainfall for quartz fragments. Don't be fooled by appearances. Gold isn't always visible. Microscopic specks can hide in plain-looking stones. If a quartz piece feels heavier than expected, test it. Rust-colored streaks or rough textures near cracks are clues worth investigating. Even ordinary rocks near dark reddish or yellowish soil might signal oxidized minerals, often traveling with gold. Flat areas with exposed bedrock or erosion zones are natural traps for these valuable fragments. Every stone holds potential, so collect samples from varied locations. Over time, patterns emerge. Certain hills or streams consistently yield results. This isn't about luck, it's observation. With this foundation of where to search, you're ready to equip yourself for success in gold prospecting. Gold prospecting doesn't require a fortune in gear to get started, but the right tools can transform your efforts. A metal detector tuned for gold can pinpoint promising quartz in seconds, especially in rocky areas. They're pricier, but they save hours of guesswork by detecting high-density zones. If that's out of reach, simple household items work too. A kitchen strainer doubles as a basic gold pan with the right swirling technique. For fine particles, a snuffer bottle, a small squeeze container lets you suck up microgold from your pan with precision. Beyond tools, gold's value makes every flake worth chasing. At over $60 per gram, even tiny specks add up fast. What's more, gold and quartz often test at 22 carats, or higher pure than most jewelry. That purity boosts its worth, turning a hobby into a potential payout. But the real treasure isn't just financial. It's the thrill of uncovering Earth's hidden wealth. Success hinges on strategy, not luck. Label every sample with its location to spot patterns over time. Certain streams or hills might consistently yield gold, and tracking these clues builds your personal map. Consistency beats flashy equipment every time. Test rock after rock, noting which ones feel heavy or show rusty streaks. Pay attention to black sand in your pan. It's often a sign gold traveled alongside it. These observations sharpen your skills and stack the odds in your favor. With these tools and tips in hand, you're equipped to turn ordinary quartz into something extraordinary. Each session hones your eye for subtle signs, setting the stage for the final insights that tie this journey together. Finding gold in quartz comes down to a clear process. Start by identifying heavy quartz rocks with subtle glints or rusty streaks. Test them using simple methods like the magnet scratch and bend test to confirm if it's real gold. Then crush the quartz carefully to release hidden flakes and pan the powder to separate gold by its density. Finally, refine your findings with patience, collecting every tiny speck. This journey isn't just about treasure, it's about uncovering Earth's ancient story hidden in ordinary stones. The thrill of discovery makes every step worthwhile. So grab a quartz rock from your backyard or a nearby stream, test it using these techniques, and see what you uncover. Share your stories and finds in the comments below. Your next rock could hold a secret worth thousands.